Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Billy Neal, and in this video we're going to learn how to properly change a toilet seat. I'm in the home of Ryan and Kelly Mitchell along with my beautiful wife Evelyn Neal. By the end of this presentation we're going to learn 3 easy steps on how to properly change a toilet seat. First step, we're going to look at our proper equipment and tools needed for changing the toilet seat and the correct job. Our second step is actually we're going to follow through with the removal of the defective seat, which they currently have in the main bathroom, and then thirdly we're going to go through following the steps of the installation of the toilet seat. We know that sometimes toilet seats have problems, and we're going to look at the toilet seat in hand and see what's going on with this toilet seat. This toilet seat has actually been kind of worn out from repeated use. You'll see that Ryan and Kelly Mitchell actually have 2 young boys, and the occasional splatter has actually also helped rust out the back of the toilet seat. So it's going to be a little chore to get that toilet seat off. If you'll follow me, we're going to look over here at some of the equipment that's needed. We're going to be needing this evening a handy dandy screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver for installation. We're also going to need some pliers for removal of the old toilet seat. And then we have our new throne, which Kelly has graciously provided for us. Thank you, Miss Kelly. And we're also going to see that with the toilet seat, they actually do provide us with the proper assembly needed. So we do actually have screws needed for the toilet seat. So we're going to make our way now into the bathroom and go ahead and change out a toilet seat. Ryan, if you would accompany me, I want to thank Ryan Mitchell for actually filming this video. As you can see, that's his big thumb in the way. Follow me, Ryan. Let's go change the toilet seat. As you can see, here's the toilet seat in hand. We actually have a defective toilet seat. What has happened is, again, repeated use of this toilet seat, the lid has actually come off. So we can see that it's supposed to have a lid. This is your typical toilet seat, open and closed, so nobody has to look down in the toilet. And then we also see that, once again, from repeated use, we've got a little bit of rust in the back of the toilet seat. Now on your typical toilet seat, you're going to have screws at the bottom of the toilet seat. You can see that these, in the package that they provide us, very similar screws are going to be found at the base underneath of the toilet. These go underneath the back of the toilet here. They'll go on the back side of the toilet, and they'll actually adhere and adjoin to the screws that are provided by our gracious company that provides the toilet seat. So these will just attach, and they'll attach right through here, but we do have to get these off first. So what we need is a pair of pliers, because again, what we have is an old toilet seat that's been repeated use and it's been worn out. So what we do is end up using the toilet seat. With the pliers, we're going to end up pulling off the old toilet seat, and you can see that's pretty worn out. Pretty bad stuff. So you have to remove the old toilet seat and its components first. Once you do that, you'll see that the toilet seat comes right off by just pulling off those old worn out bolts that we had. You can see again, old and worn out after just use and of course your typical wear and tear. With the new toilet seat, very easy installation. What we're going to have here, you're going to have your new toilet seat. We're going to want to make sure it fits. You have standard toilet seats, so this is the great thing about toilet seats is they do not come in various sizes. They do come in various shapes. They'll come in various designs, but they do not come in various sizes. So what you'll see is this is just your standard toilet seat that mounts right over the standard holes that are already pre-drilled for us, and this is standard in all toilet seats. Very nice, very easy. So you'll see that the installation of this is going to be very quick and very easy. Once again, we have a screw. It's got a Phillips head screw on top of here. We're going to place that screw through the provided hole. We're provided with 2 screws, one for each hole, of course. And the easiest way to do this is if you'll just follow me here, and just put the screws through and just drop it right down. Again, you have to remember there's a little lid that goes over here. So when you have company over, you know, the occasional kid that comes in, the old toilet seat, if you'll remember, actually had chrome on the back of here, but those types of things wear out. So this is real nice because it'll actually cover and keep from getting any additional splatter that may incur from a young Mitchell boy that they have in this household. Very easy. You'll see that mounting this is going to be very quick, very effective. We're just going to screw the bolt in, and underneath, again, I'm using just the bolt on the back end of it. I'm going to take this first one on here, I'll put it on here. The second one I want to show you again real quick. One more time, if you'll look, this is underneath. You want to make sure the rounded, the beveled part of your screw is actually up in the bottom of your toilet. The reason being is the bottom of your toilet is a little concave, so this is made to actually go up and sit in that concave portion. Excuse me, and then again, this screw is just going to go right down into the bottom underneath, and this is how it's working underneath. So very simple, very effective, and very easy to ensure that we get this correctly mounted. You can see that we don't really need a screwdriver, the pliers for the bottom of the toilet this time, because this is a brand new toilet. We can actually just hand tighten this, or what we can call hand torque it. If you hand torque it, what we're doing is just using the pressure off of our hand to actually tighten up this bolt. So that is all required. That is the only pressure required. You don't really want to use pliers on here, because if you get it on too tight, when Ryan goes to maybe change his toilet seat out someday, or maybe he sells his home and the new homeowner has to come back and change out a toilet seat, you don't want them having to use maybe a die grinder or anything else to try to get off a toilet seat. You'll find that very common in some of these older toilet seats of chrome, that you have to use a die grinder or some other kind of man-made equipment. So there we are. You have the completion of a toilet seat. I want to thank you for joining us. Again, I want to point out a few things. We had 3 quick steps, right? We had ensuring that we had the proper materials, okay? Making sure we have our pliers to remove the old toilet seat. Making sure we have, of course, our screwdriver, okay? And then, of course, making sure that the equipment that they do provide us with, our toilet seat is included in our bag of goodies. And then our second step was making sure that we remove the old toilet seat before we try to do assembly of the new toilet seat. And our third step is finally the installation and completion. I would like to encourage you to use this video when you have a toilet seat that needs to be taken out, changed, anything of that nature. Very quick, very effective. You'll see that it took us just a few minutes to get the process done. And I want to thank you again for joining us this evening. Thank you again. This is Charles Neal, and you guys have a great evening.